Hey everyone, my name is Josh.
Hi, and I'm Brian.
Thank you for joining us today on Ardmore Connect. Today we're joined with Maanami of Ardmore Animal Hospital. How are you today?
Very well, thank you. Staying safe.
That is very good. Stay sanitized, stay safe. So why don't we get started and, why don't you give us who you are and what do you do?
Well, my name again is Maanami Smith. I'm the practice manager for Ardmore Animal Hospital. I've been with Ardmore for going on 3 years, and Ardmore has been here for well over 30 years, so I'm not quite that old.
We never said you were.
But it's been a true pleasure being here, even during this crazy time. It has been a true pleasure being with the company of such amazing people that are working here at Ardmore.
Have you always worked with animals yourself, or is this something new for you?
This is actually something very new. I used to actually be a manager of retail stores. So I was brought in by a fellow coworker of mine who made it, a transition. And I've always been a pet person, of course, had a slew of dogs, cats, guinea pigs, hamsters, bringing home catfish in a bucket and asking my mom if we could, keep it. Those kind of stories. So there's always been, that animal person inside of me. But I've just kind of transferred into the, animal medical industry.
Is it a big difference between retail and animal as far as
clients?
The job
clients are clients.
Sure.
Clients are always clients. The differences are that now really what we're dealing with is the life is making sure that your pet is having a good life and medically taking care of your pet. So that's the difference, is making sure it is a life. It is a life, definitely change from, maybe dealing with like objects. Now you're dealing with lives.
Right. I mean, being a dog owner myself, I have a son. It's not a dog. He's not Nikita. He's an actual son.
Right.
Looks like a human, talks like a dog, but I get it. Yeah, it's very important to make sure that your child or your animal is very well taken care of, and that's why it's very important. And I could see the difference between the object and consumer end on that, and then versus the medical end on this one. It's very important.
Absolutely.
Now, you work in Ardmore. Are you from the area? Do you live nearby?
I was born and bred in Philadelphia.
Oh.
I'm a graduate of Central High School. Go Lancers. Class of 249. Ho! But right now I actually live in New Jersey. So I commute from New Jersey to Ardmore every day. So that's my commitment to this hospital.
So, you must really like them.
Yeah, that's a pretty long commute, don't you think?
It can be trying, yes. 76. You have to go 76, between 76 Vine Street Expressway.
Yeah.
Traversing the all of the traffic. I can say with this whole pandemic thing, my commute has been much shorter.
Oh, I'm sure it has.
That is truly, like, as I was looking at your questions today, it was like silver lining. No traffic.
That's probably a good silver lining for everybody.
That's about it.
I was say, so the silver lining to all this for you is that there is no traffic.
There's no traffic for my commute. Yeah.
Now, what about a silver lining for the animal
amazed
hospital?
at how quickly I can get here.
Do you see any silver lining for the animal hospital in general?
I wouldn't call it a silver lining. I would call it more to a point of, this has been able to bring the staff that I have, because we do have a much smaller staff here now in comparison to what we normally have. Literally, my staff has been cut by 60%.
Oh, wow.
And the staff that remained, in order to take care of just those sick, urgent, patients, have grown really close together. I was just talking with one, and she said, before I didn't even know if this other, technician really liked me. And now we text each other, and now we talk at lunchtime. So those things, I would say, I wouldn't call it a silver lining, but those are kind of the things that you can go, okay, at least this happened during this time period. I may not have had my entire staff here. I may not have been able to, see all the clients every day, to see my regulars that come in for their nail trims or, their anal glands, those types of things. But I do have my regulars.
Right.
But at least, we did get together and we bonded in that way.
Yeah, so you guys are building bonds, and that's also, just as important. It's the rapport that you guys have as a team and as a family.
Mm-hmm.
That is very important. So I can see how that is in itself its own silver lining.
Yeah, I mean, you're taking care of one another. We're tying PPE around one another. We're saying, can you spray me down with Lysol? I mean, a lot of people don't understand how the staff really it's hard to socially distance when you're working with animals, because someone's always having to hold the patient. Someone's always having to do the examination. The doctor is there. So you're in very close confines with one another. So, we walk around, we have our mask, but we still need to make sure that,
I'm sorry.
hi.
Caitlin's on the phone.
Oh, okay. Tell Caitlin I'm actually on a Zoom meeting.
I'm really sorry.
Be behind the scenes of how it works then.
You can say, hi, this is.
Hello.
Tell Caitlin I will call her as soon as I'm done. That was Casey.
You guys were an actual business?
Yeah, we actually the phone rings.
So in addition, obviously you're an animal hospital. What other things you guys do there for animals besides, because you were mentioning other like nail clippings? Like what is
so right now? Yeah, I mean, if talking about what services we're able to provide now, we are seeing really only sick and urgent cases. Matter of factly, just yesterday, we got a notification from the Pennsylvania Veterinary Medical Association that actually allowed us to open up more services, because we are flattening the curve. And to thank you to everyone out there who stayed home, okay, who listened, who didn't go out. You are helping to flatten the curve. So now that Pennsylvania is experiencing this curve flattening, we are able to actually kind of open up a lot more services than we were able to provide from like March 13th on till today. But previously we were only able to see, is respiratory issues, limping issues, dog bites. We saw lots of dog bites because, of course, everybody was home. They were also taking their dogs out to parks. They might have been socially distancing, but their dogs were kind of like getting into it. So,
dogs like
it's a
rough play.
Yeah, rough play type issues. So we did see a lot of cases like that. Unfortunately, one of the main things that we weren't able to see were nail trims. And I know that was kind of like a really hot topic for a lot of our clients, but we were literally told by our state board not to do it.
Right.
To limit the amount of PPE that we were using on a daily basis, because, human life needed to supersede animal life. And we took that very strongly. We took that, we took that to heart. So a lot of our cases, we just couldn't see. A lot of our regulars, we couldn't bring them in. But like I said, thankfully, the curve is flattening and we are able to bring those clients back little bit by little bit by little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have to deal with your priorities as best as you possibly can. Sometimes it's not the easiest decision to make. I totally understand that. I mean,
right.
My line of work is in the same exact position. I guess the question is how are you guys handling it, other than becoming closer? You guys, I mean, what exactly is going on in the inner workings of what you're doing?
Right. So for our clients and for the protection of our clients and my staff, we initiated curbside service, basically curbside service. That service meant that no clients entered the hospital at all. Everything was done over the cell phone. As far as the technician taking a history for the patient, that was done over the cell phone. The doctor doing the examination then would call the client over the phone and go over the examination, evaluations, any treatment recommendations that they would then have. That would all take place over the phone. Payment would take over the phone. So we initiated Carside service back on March, as I look at my calendar, March 13th. That's as early as we initiated it.
Wow.
And how we really kind of took a hold of what was happening in our community.
Right.
What we then also offered was telemedicine. And telemedicine is a really new kind of like service to offer for vets because, of course, pets don't talk. So it's hard to, figure that out. But my doctors were able to kind of like give us a list of things that they could talk to the client over the phone or via a Zoom meeting, just like this, as far as any issues or concerns that the owner was having about their pet. So if it was a skin condition, if it was a chronic diarrhea, and sorry for all those, I talk a lot about anal glands and diarrhea, and
it's a part of life.
it can be kind of gross, walking around here, but it is what it is.
So you're telling me being in an animal hospital is not a sexy industry?
No. There's nothing sexy about walking in and going, what's that smell? What, I mean, and it comes at you. It's like, what's that smell? Oh. But the telemedicine was one of those things where we were able to call our clients, really protect them by keeping them home.
Right.
Also, address their concerns for their pet. Hey, Fluffy's been having diarrhea for the past 2 days.
Right.
They really, really need to come in.
So you said you've been in Ardmore there now for 3 years. Obviously, you've made a home there. What is your favorite Ardmore business you like to go visit, other than a hospital, obviously?
Wow, that's a tough one.
I know you guys are right next to Tired Hands. I mean, I was just talking about.
Yeah, but I'm a Bacito
myself.
girl. I like my Tex-Mex. I like my margarita. So I'm a Bacito girl. Give me my guacamole, my fresh guacamole. I really enjoy Bacito. So, but I can tell you the staff definitely is always calling Rittenhouse Deli. So always talking, and like my favorite Rittenhouse Deli sandwich is the BLT with the fried egg and avocado.
Oh my God.
That is good.
That sounds like lunch.
That sounds like something I need.
That is totally good.
What time is it? I think it's time to go.
Yeah, exactly. Like I need to call them.
I'm from New York, so I mean, I grew up basically surrounded and surviving off of deli food. So anytime someone says go try a deli, I'm already on my way.
Definitely try that BLT with the fried egg and avocado, and ask for extra bacon. I shouldn't have to say that, but that should be a given.
Extra bacon.
Extra bacon. I'm gonna take you guys back to my hometown. There was this one place called the Wonder Bar. And you would order a regular bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. They would literally give you a second bag for the amount of bacon that they would give you. You had to tell them, please don't give me that much bacon, please. And that was like a $3.75 sandwich. We're only talking like 9 years ago. Like,
oh man, those were the days.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Those were the days.
Extra bacon is a given anywhere you go. If you like bacon, you gotta have extra bacon.
Gotta have bacon. Gotta have extra bacon.
Extra
bacon. And then I had put in the avocado too. So then it's like, could I have some extra avocado too?
Extra fat. It's always good for your diet.
That's the good fat.
Yeah.
Good fat.
I got a question for you. Being at the animal hospital, what is the most exotic animal you've ever seen?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Exotic,
or something that you would never expect to see in an animal hospital.
Like Komodo dragon ever came through?
No, we're just mostly dogs and cats here.
Dogs and cats?
Birds?
Yeah. Let me see.
That's a good question, Brian. I mean,
yeah, like off the top of my head, nothing like we have had. Oh yeah, I'm totally giving a blank here.
Now let me ask you this:
cats.
Talking about cats, and I'm sure you've seen the Tiger King series. Has anyone called you about a tiger?
I would love to know if Ardmore had some tigers.
I would love to know as well. Or the surrounding area, maybe someone has a tiger.
No comment.
Oh,
Okay.
No
That is
comment. We do not see tigers. We have had, on a serious note, we have had lots of calls about, people concerned about their cats and COVID. And so what we tell them is that please go to the CDC. But the fact is that most cats have been socially distancing all their lives. Most of the ways that if our cats do get COVID, they're getting it from their human. So why is it important for the humans then to socially distance is to protect now their cats from getting it. So, that I will say that, not to bring a downer to the whole Tiger King thing.
I mean,
that you have to realize that, they're still don't stop loving your kitty cats. Don't stop loving the kitty cats. Just we want you to socially distance so you don't bring COVID home to your cats.
Now, I'm also curious, how is this virus affecting animals? Like, because, it is transmittable between species. I mean, is it very,
Well, it is what we are seeing and what we've been directed from the state board and also from the CDC is the fact that while animals can they can be a formite of it, and confirmed whether or not it is a zoonotic disease. So very similar to like rabies or leptospirosis. Gotcha. It's not one of those. Okay. So it can be carried on their fur. And then as you hug, kiss, love on your pet, then you place your hands on your face and your eyes, then that's how it can be then transmitted to you. So it's very important to continue with the hand washing, and then also, of course, with social distancing, making sure that you're limiting the chances of you coming into contact with someone who might be symptomatic.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that totally makes sense.
Are you guys running any kind of specials going on right now during this COVID?
No, we actually no. Just continuing with business as it is. As far as making sure that we're seeing our pets and we're open. We've had to limit our hours just because of the staffing shortages that we've had. So normally we are open Monday through Thursday 8 to 8, Fridays 8 to 6. We're open on Saturdays during the time period. Have had to limit those hours, and now we're only open from Monday to Friday 8 to 5. But as I said earlier, we are since the state has basically kind of lifted a little of the the limitations on us, the restrictions on us, I will be looking at expanding those hours in the next several weeks. So hopefully we'll be bringing back more of our staff, we'll be opening up our hours more. And seeing more and more of our patients that we had to kind of hold off and say, it's okay, you don't need that vaccine or you don't need to see your doctor right now. We need to protect you first and foremost, but we'll be bringing them back soon.
Now, do you guys also do adoption at the hospital?
We do. On a normal basis, I love it's like new normal basis. I actually do have adoption events that we host on our building. We actually span over 3 buildings. So our main building is where we're seeing all of our patients. But on weekends, when I do have adoption events, we have our building B. Building B is opened in rescues, cat rescues, dog rescues. During the warmer months, we'll have adoption events out on our green lawn. Just last year, we actually had the costume parade for the open house for Ardmore. Yes. And it happened on our front lawn, and that was a lot of fun. But we do offer, adoption events, and as soon as we're, able to bring back those types of events, that's definitely going to be happening because there's lots and lots of animals out there, who are needing homes.
That's great. I guess another question I have is, what is your lead times? Like if somebody wanted to schedule an appointment with one of the doctors there, how long does it typically take? What's the process like? How can we go about doing that?
So literally we could get you scheduled for a doctor's appointment within 24 hours. We can, and if need be, if it's a sick patient, usually we do have same day visits.
Oh, you do? Okay.
So you can yes, so you could definitely see a doctor if, you know, if that's what's needed. You can definitely see a doctor as soon as you can. Any doctor we have normally 6 doctors here. We have with amazing experience history. Our technicians are amazing. We have one of the things that I definitely love to speak about is how long our technicians are here. You know, we have a very veteran staff, and that's, for this industry, a very kind of like almost a unicorn type of situation. And I really take pride in that, in the skill level of my technicians. And we have a phenomenal front desk staff. So if you call our hospital, you will get some of the most well-educated, well-trained, skillful staff members to speak with about concerns that you may have.
What is some of the best advice you would have ever given to you, as you know, in your position as like being an office manager? Was anybody ever giving you some kind of advice as to when you first came on board, this is what I need to do? Like, do you have any good advice that was given to you, and how has that helped you?
You know, one of the, I don't know if I would call it advice that was given to me. It was more of, I was new to this industry, and I just wanted to immerse myself in every aspect of the workings of the hospital. So I literally sat at the front desk, learned everything that receptionist does every day, day in, day out. I went into the treatment room with the technicians. I sat in on blood draws, on anal gland expressions, on nail trims, on glucose curves. I watched the doctors doing dental examinations, dental extractions, polishings. I stood in on, you know, surgical procedures, spays, neuters, all of mass removals, laser therapy. I really immersed myself into what they do here day in and day out to understand truly what happens when you give your loved one, when you give your family member over to that technician or over to that doctor, and then they leave the room and you don't know what's going on. I needed to learn that so that when I'm speaking to clients about the importance of annual exams, of vaccinating your pets, of preventatives, making sure you're doing your preventatives every month, you know, those protections, so that I can truly speak and be an advocate for not only the hospital, but really for the patient, and keeping your patient healthy and giving them that long life that they deserve.
And communicating that is very important to the entirety of the entire process, what you guys do. I mean, it's good to know that you are so well versed in everything, because you can communicate that along. And sometimes, for example, if you ask me to go and do that, I would say I have no idea what they're doing back there. I just know that they're doing something, and that's not as comforting as if, you know, you say, "Oh, they're doing this," and I've watched them do this several times, and I'm very comfortable with it. I mean, that in itself is very reassuring. It just goes to show that you care about your position. And again, for anyone out there who's considering, bringing to Ardmore Animal Hospital, I mean, that's over and above.
It shows that you really care about what it is you do.
Yep.
Absolutely. I would never want to have anyone to question what services or what's happening to their family member, because they may have 4 legs and they may not talk and they may have fur all over their body, but that's your family member.
Sure.
That's your family member. That's your brother, your sister, your son, your daughter, maybe even your partner, your life partner. But you have to understand that when they're giving that animal into your care, that's what you really have to understand.
That's great. We want to definitely thank you for taking the time out of your busy day.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
It's
No
good
problem.
for everyone in the neighborhood to actually know what it is that you guys do. Do you have anything that you want to share and let us know? That anything that you have coming up, or
We are open. We are still seeing patients. We are still seeing new patients because I mean, I don't know if everyone knows, but there's been a puppy bonanza.
notice that?
A lot of puppies.
Everyone's getting new dogs, everyone's getting puppies, everyone's getting kittens. So we are open. We are still seeing new patients. We're still seeing our regular patients. And just give us a call. We're here for you. Our curbside service protocols will still be enforced so that we are protecting not only our clients, but also still protecting our staff. And, you know, we look to be here for a very, very long time.
And all the contact information for Ardmore Animal Hospital will be in the description or wherever we can put that information for this video. So
Thank
you can
you.
feel free to reach out and contact Ardmore Animal Hospital.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you everyone for watching us today. Thank you for watching this episode. We will be doing this again, so please stay tuned, and we hope to see you guys soon.